Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mr. Wildcat Man Pageant of 2010. I'm Cameron Furrow, and this is my trusty sidekick, Chase Bennington. And we're going to be your MCs for the night.
We have an absolutely outstanding group of young, strapping lads who've taken their extremely important time to raise money for the young children of Dornbecker hospitals. For the past 3 weeks, these contestants have been asking strangers for money just to support these hospitals. I think a round of applause is in order.
With no further ado, I feel it's time to begin the festivities and release the Mr. Wildcat Beasts. Gentlemen, if you would like to come out now and warm up for the competition, feel free to do so.
We got Nick Hughes,
Davis Wolf, Jack Taylor,
Taylor the Neck Never,
the Andrew Conway,
Jeff Brown Hudson,
and Aaron Coford.
Looks like he's enjoying himself.
What's that, Chase?
I liked it, and I can't wait to see what else these 8 fine contestants have for us in store tonight.
Our first contestant, Davis Wolf, is escorted by the beautiful Kenzie Powelson.
Davis Wolf, born and raised in the deep cuts of Portland, Oregon, made that kid been thugging out since Cub Scouts, homie. By Stokey Carmichael, the local gangster, whom Davis spent many days frolicking through the streets of Portland. As he grew older, he grew an interest in honest furniture. How much wood would Davis Wolf carve if Davis Wolf could carve wood? By the age of 7, Davis had carved his fair share of wood and began attempting to grow a mustache. He is now 17 and has not yet accomplished his goal. He is now enjoying traveling to different schools, competing in man pageants, which is why we are privileged to see him today.
We've got Andrew Conway, escorted by the lovely Abby Farrell.
From the moment he was conceived, the parents of Andrew Conway knew they had made a very special child. Bursting out of the room on that fateful day in July of 1992, Andrew landed on his feet with cat-like elegance. He then shot the attractive female nurse, a look that would make a Wolverine purr. The doctors knew this was no ordinary baby. Thrust into the finest institutions in the world, Andrew's childhood consisted of rigorous training in various specialties. He received instruction in self-defense combat, earning his black belt at the ripe age of 10. Along with hand-to-hand combat, Andrew received education in various weapons. He has mastered the sword, spear, wand, mace, and lightsaber. He's also trained for proficiency in every sport, except baseball. and curling. But the rigorous lifestyle proved too much for young Andrew. He escaped from his training facility and found refuge with a nice family in Oregon. As a high school student, Andrew has lived a normal life, hiding his incredible talents and years of training. However, he cannot hide his breathtaking physical features, which attract the opposite sex like a kitty on catnip.
Our next contestant, Nick Hughes, escorted by the wonderful Caleb Ross.
Hello and good evening. My contestant, Nicholas Dragonslayer Hughes, comes from humble Oregon's deep in the realm of Landor, a land of endless grassy knolls and fruit-filled trees. He enjoyed a jolly childhood, attending festivals of harvests and listening to the local wizard tell age-old legends. As the wizard grew fond of him, he began teaching the ancient art of magic. Soon, Nick could split his pointer finger in half, as well as transfer fingers from one hand to the other. But as time went on, Nick began searching for something more in life, so he traveled to the far-off land of Wilsonville to compete for the renowned title of Mr. Wildcat. I present to you Nicholas Hughes.
Now, Taylor Neb Nebeker, who's escorted by the naughty but nice Callie Rhodes.
Hello, I'm Callie Rhodes. Now, you're all probably wondering how a lucky gal like myself ended up with Taylor Nebeker. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure. But what I do know is this: Taylor Nebeker is Mr. Wildcat. I remember the first time he took me out. I thought we were going for dinner and a movie. Turns out we're going to a homeless shelter to feed homeless people, which smelled a lot like alcohol and druggy people than it did smell like buttered popcorn and his cologne. Now, he may not be an Austin Kane, or the other Mr. Wildcat contestants may not be like Austin Kane, because they probably won't come anywhere close to how good he was last year. But I do know this: Nebeker is Mr. Wildcat.
Jeff Lawson is our next contestant, and his escort is known as the Rocket Elite Shock.
He's a modest young man, often found deep in meditation in the solitude of his underground dojo, or creating telekinetic bonds with furry animals at the local petting zoos. When he isn't competitively body surfing down the sides of the Great Pyramids, or hopscotching in the Grand Canyon, you can find him knitting woolen sweaters for underprivileged animals. Some say that he was spawned in the fires of Mordor to save the Middle Earth from tyranny of Sauron, while others claim he has been sent back from the future to alter our reality. It was recently confirmed that he was abandoned as a baby and raised by a pod of killer whales in the Arctic Ocean. He mimicked them and learned the ways of the pod until he was forced back into society, ignorant and alone, but with a hunger to survive. Within a few months, he learned 3 languages, invented one of his own, and became an internationally renowned poet and interpretive dancer. His beefs on the street refer to him as Cream Puff, and the ladies just can't keep their paws off. He is often asked to leave the classroom because his devastatingly good looks and natural charm are incredibly distracting to everyone in class. It's a shame when this happens, because aside from his part-time job as a Hanes Underwood model, he is also a well-rounded scholar and a perfect gentleman. He has seen all in dental except win a Mr. Wildcat contest.
Last but definitely not least, Aaron, the man of the night, Cofer, escorted by none other than the brilliant Stephanie Kraft.
Aaron Coford. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again. Aaron, all that is man, Coford. Girls flock to him like a smoldering Adonis and of a human being. Guys around him fail horribly in their attempt to hide their uncontrollable jealousy of him. Fathers marvel, saying, goodness, what a fine young American. I sure wish he was my son. And mothers become ashamed of their own children when